Yes, Kelly, the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. I would say it's probably 3/4 full at the moment. We're quite a way out of the city here, actually, a good half hour plus. But the teams are out, the teams of Belgium and Canada, and they've lined up either side of the halfway line, and they are preparing to listen to the anthems. Well, they've enjoyed that, I must say, the supporters from Canada. What a great moment for them. And here inside this stadium, the Canada supporters, the massed ranks of them, are in the same section of the ground where the Wales fans were the other day. But to sing the national anthem inside a World Cup stadium for the first time for 36 years, that was very special for all of those people down there in red and white with their maple leaf flags, Dion.
Yeah, they're dotted about all over the place, to be honest with you. Having been here for that Wales game, I can see that the same colour, flags, enthusiasm, and all the USA fans were all over the other areas of the stadium. But I can see at the other end as well, you've got the Belgian fans as well. So there's red and white and all the other colours all over the stadium. It's quite full actually tonight. It's 35,000 maybe thereabouts.
When we were driving to the stadium, and it is, pitch black now, it's dark here in Doha, we were driving to the ground, and we took a bit of a circuitous route this evening in our car, and we were going down one or two streets that we've never driven down before. And Dion, you were saying, weren't you? That's the stadium over there. It looks good, doesn't it? That really looks good. Lit up, beautiful and colourful. And not been to this stadium. Turns out you were here on Monday when we eventually got to the ground.
I know. My brain's frazzled.
It's been a long World Cup already. So Dion's back here for the second time inside this stadium, but it's my first time here. And I think we've got a really interesting match tonight, Belgium against Canada. And yes, Belgium are overwhelming favourites. I mean, they have to be. They're full of household names. And Canada, some of them, for example, Stephen Vitória, who plays for Chaves in in Portugal, one of the lesser lights of Portuguese football, 35 years old. Atiba Hutchinson, they've got a 39-year-old playing in central midfield, their famous captain. But before we get underway, I noticed that the Belgian players, who were one of the nations, of course, who wanted to wear the One Love armband, they've gathered together in a huddle all together right in front of the photographers, and they've all put their arms around one another in a circle. I think it's Axel Witsel who is talking to them, one of the senior figures, and this is very much a show of what they believe in here. And the photographers are being allowed to put their cameras in there and take the pictures. So I'm not sure what's being said down there or whether a point is being made. This follows on from the team photograph that the Belgians had a little earlier today. The Germans had a little earlier today when they put their hands over their mouths. But the Belgium team tonight, Courtois in goal, these are the household names. Dendoncker playing at the back of Aston Villa with Alderweireld and Vertonghen. And then Castagna, Tielemans, Witsel and Carrasco, Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard the captain, and Michy Batshuayi up front. No Romelu Lukaku, he has not recovered from a hamstring problem, so he's not involved yet at this World Cup. Thomas Meunier likewise from a broken cheekbone. And the Canadian team for this famous day, Milan Borjan, their experienced goalkeeper, 35 years old, a back four of Johnston, Vitória, Miller and Alphonso Davies of Bayern Munich, then Hutchinson the captain, and Eustáquio in midfield, Buchanan, Hoylett, Laria, Nottingham Forest player who's currently on loan at Toronto FC, and Jonathan David, the highly rated Jonathan David up front. So this is Belgium, Canada in Group F, and the match begins, and the ball is immediately played back to goalkeeper Borjan to our right. The Canadian side in the white shirts with the red numbers, and Belgium in these rather vivid red shirts with the black sleeves, black shorts and black and red socks. So this is the fourth and final commentary today from here in the Gulf at this World Cup, and it is the star-studded Belgians, the team ranked number 2 in the world. Once again, here they are setting out in an attempt to win what would be Belgium's first major senior tournament title, and it is the Canadians in possession inside their own half, but that's a poor pass. It's given away to Batshuayi, and Batshuayi shoots for goal, and it's deflected, but it's deflected relatively close to Boyan, the goalkeeper, who's able to drop down to his left and hold on to it. I don't know whether that was nerves or what it was, Dion Dublin, but it wasn't very good from Canada.
No, it wasn't, and you can't make those kind of mistakes at all, not this early in the game anyway, against a team like Belgium.
You cannot. Here's Junior Hoylett now on the left-hand side. Junior Hoylett now of Reading, taking the ball under the full-back position, crossing to the near post, and it is cleared away. He's looking for Jonathan David in the middle, but they have it back. Alphonso Davies, real quality there with the number 19 on his back, cuts in field, he's on his right foot, little ball towards the edge of the area. David turns it out towards the right-hand side, and now on the overlap, Johnston tries to get the cross in. That is blocked by Carrasco. It bounces back to Alistair Johnson, the right back, and Canada, this is much better from them. Into the penalty area they go, and now the chance for the shot, which is hit well enough by Eustachio, the Porto man, the midfielder inside the box, but it was blocked at source, just a couple of yards away, the Belgian defender, and they were able to get it away. So there we are. In the first 2 minutes, Canada very, very bad at the back, but actually pretty good at the front.
Yeah, sharp, moving it about from the left-hand side over to the right-hand side. Two players combining well, little 1-2 as well. Last-ditch defence from Belgium, but they weren't expecting that in the first 5 minutes.
No, I bet they weren't. So great day this for Canada, making only their second appearance at a World Cup, and their English coach John Herdman down there, a Newcastle United supporter from County Durham, and that looked like a late challenge on Vertonghen. The ball had already gone, and it was late from Buchanan, the midfielder, but I think Vertonghen will be okay, Dion.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Just a bit of a body check there, just caught him while his weight wasn't on his right foot, knocked him over. He's fine. I was watching actually the warm-up before the game started, and Michy Batshuayi looks very, very sharp. He put a few shots in the top corners as well, so he is wanting to get on the score sheet, as all good centre forwards will want to, but he's looking sharp. I feel for this defence tonight.
Yeah, so it is 0-0, very early stages. Batshuayi in very decent goal-scoring form for Fenerbahce, 8 goals this season, but Canada have won the ball back, and it's played out towards the right-hand side. Buchanan is there, double step over from Buchanan up against Carrasco, chosen by Roberto Martinez as the left wing-back. There was some debate over who that would be, but it's Carrasco who got the nod, and he's been able to concede a throw-in on the far side. So Alistair Johnson, this well thought of right back, blonde-haired, short blonde hair, takes the throw, but that's a poor touch actually from Hutchinson, and the ball is out of play for a throw-in to Belgium. So yes, tonight in Doha, Canada become only the second team from their country to play at a men's World Cup, and they have the chance tonight to become the first Canadian team to actually score a goal at the World Cup and to win a point at the World Cup. And it is Belgium clearing the ball away with Vertonghen, who is okay. Alderweireld that bounces to, left-footed clearance from him on the edge of the box, and then there's a foul on the halfway line by Batshuayi, who was putting it about a bit. Quite a physical challenge. Batshuayi sort of turns and points to his own chest as if to say to the referee, what? A foul?
Yeah, I think he caught Vittoria there. Didn't even know he was there, to be honest. Just turned, he was there, and he just caught his shoulder, knocked him over. Referee pulled it back for a free kick.
The referee, by the way, is Yanni Zikazwi of Zambia, who you might remember from the Africa Cup of Nations earlier this year. This was the referee who twice blew the final whistle early during the Tunisia-Mali match during the Cup of Nations. First in the 86th minute, realised his mistake, then said carry on, and then actually blew the final whistle on 89 minutes and 47 seconds when Mali were leading 1-0. It caused quite a fuss at the time, and when I saw that he was refereeing this game, I have to say I was slightly surprised. But clearly FIFA have confidence in him, otherwise he wouldn't be here, and everyone makes mistakes, even though that was quite a big one.
Have you made a mistake? I've never seen you made a mistake.
Dion make mistakes every day. Belgium 0, Canada 0. Vittoria playing the ball back to goalkeeper Boyan, who passes it out from the back, and then the ball is deflected by Carrasco out of play for a throw-in to Canada. Actually, the officials tonight is very, very much a League of Nations affair, in that the referee is from Zambia. The assistants are from Colombia and Algeria. The fourth officials from Japan, and the VAR, the main VAR official, is from Venezuela. So they're hoping, I think, for international understanding between the officials tonight. Here it is with Belgium playing it forward towards the edge of the box. That's headed away by Johnston. It bounces down now for Carrasco, and Carrasco turns, but in comes the challenge on him. Good one as well it was to win it back for Canada from Mustachio, and then Carrasco tries to win it back but fails and falls on his backside. And now Buchanan on the right hand side, and his cross into the middle is actually deflected wide by Junior Hoylett via a deflection, and it is a corner to Canada. But Buchanan's done well. You're right, actually, Dion, it was David, wasn't it? Jonathan David in the middle.
It's a good chance, by the way. Jonathan David there, just getting across. Then Donk at the near post, just trying to anticipate getting to that ball first. Doesn't quite connect. They get there at the same time. That's a good chance, a really good chance. They're not sitting back. They're not waiting for Belgium at all.
So it's a corner from the right-hand side. Junior Hoylett to take this. Raises both arms. Steps away. 3, 4, 5 strides. First big set-piece chance for Canada. 0-0 on 5 Live. Hoylett waits. And now here is the delivery with a corner. It's a deep one towards the penalty spot. It's taken down and shot goalwards and deflected, but took the pace off it. The shot that was hit well by Buchanan, who's already caught the eye, but it took the pace off it, and Courtois in the Belgian goal just had to make a couple of steps to his left to catch the ball.
It was more or less on the penalty spot, 2 yards from the penalty spot, and he just turns, takes a touch, smacks it through about 3 players. It took about 2 deflections. Courtois' gone left, he's gone right, and just by chance the ball went to him.
Oh, hang on, the referee has stopped play and said that VAR is checking for a possible penalty, a potential handball. Now I'm not sure about, in fact the referee has very quickly drawn the rectangle in the air and has been called across to have a look at the screen. So I'm guessing, we've not seen the pictures yet, I'm guessing that is Buchanan's shot that must have struck the arm, possibly an outstretched arm, maybe an arm above the head of a Belgian defender, and we're seeing it now, and Carrasco's arm is out in front of his body, and it comes off his wrist.
It is, and you know what? It's actually it's a good strike. It's going goal bound as well.
Yeah,
and it has hit his left wrist. It's going into the right hand side of Courtois' goal. It hits his hand. It is going goalwards.
I think they're quite certain.
Strong.
I think Juan Soto of Venezuela is quite clear. He believes it's a penalty, and yes, there we are. There is the decision. Canada have been awarded an early penalty. The video assistant referee has stepped in. I think Carrasco is going to be shown a yellow card as well for that. I'm not sure he knew a great deal about it, in all honesty, but he is yellow carded for it. And it was goal bound, and I think Jonathan David has already got the ball on the spot. He's not going to waste any time here at all. So Canada, what an opportunity this is in the 10th minute. In fact, for Canada, it's Alphonso Davies who has got the ball and he's put it on the spot. What a moment this is. Here in Doha in 2022, Canada have a golden opportunity here to score their first goal at a World Cup. But Alphonso Davies of Bayern Munich has to beat Thibaut Courtois of Real Madrid. This is a heavyweight penalty contest. Alphonso Davies with his left foot has his eyes on the ball. Total concentration. The stadium almost quiet as it waits for this huge moment. A chance for Canada to take the lead against Belgium. Still he waits. And now up he steps, left-footed, and it's saved by Courtois, and it comes back to Davies, and he was impeded. There was a teammate going for the same ball, and he's hooked the follow-up high and wide, and the chance has gone for Canada. The chance has gone for Alphonso Davies, and Thibaut Courtois, man of the match in the Champions League final, remember, saves from the penalty spot, down to his right, pushing it away, and it's a goal kick to Belgium.
It's a poor penalty. It's a really poor penalty. I mean, I've taken a few penalties as well, not at this level, but when you put the ball down so early and you're waiting and you're stood you can have so many thoughts going in your head. I'd like to have the ball in my hand. I'd like to wait till the last minute and prepare properly. Really poor penalty. We know how good Thibaut Courtois is at penalty saves, and it's a really, really bad one. It's not even in the corner. He'll be really disappointed with that. No venom, no direction, nothing at all.
Such a disappointment for Canada. Can you imagine them all over that huge country? Televisions, radios, tablets, you name it, devices.
What a start that would have been for them. What a start.
All tuned into the stadium here, the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium, and such disappointment. Here's Jonathan David though. Canada bright coming forward. Buchanan is challenged, and then it bounces to Witsel on the edge of the box, and Belgium have got it back. What a disappointment for Canada. What a let-off for Belgium.
Yeah, it is a let-off actually. Belgium is, they're actually just looking around at each other now. Witsel's looking around, looking at Tielemans, and as if to say, well, let's just get the ball down, let's just play for a bit, get hold of the ball, let's not force things. And Canada are on the front foot. They've had most of the ball as well in Belgium's final third.
Yep, look really sharp coming forward, and here they are on the right-hand side with Buchanan again, who's seen a lot of the ball in the early stages, and he wins a throw-in off Carrasco. So this is Tejon Buchanan, who plays for Club Bruges, who are one of the teams of the season with what they've been able to do in the Champions League, and they've taken the throw quickly, and the shot is dragged wide from over on the right-hand side. Laria it is, who just snatched at it rather, the Nottingham Forest man as he is. He's on loan, as I say, in Canada, and it is a goal kick to Belgium.
Yeah, they seem to be getting in those sort of pockets in front of the back three of Belgium, very easy, turning and then picking a few 1-2s between each other.
Yes, they are, and here's Hutchinson now, the shaven-headed Hutchinson, 39 years old, to Hoylett on the left, deep cross to the back post, Buchanan nods it across, it's come out, David pulls it onto his left foot, shoots, but that's blocked, and Belgium should get it away, but it's been given away, and now David with another chance. There might be another penalty in there, although the offside flag is up. And the Canadian players, I think, are going to the referee and saying, how about that for another penalty? But I think the flag had already gone up before the challenge came in on Jonathan David. Yes, it had, and it would have been, Vertonghen took the legs of Jonathan David, but he'd already received the ball in an offside position.
We're looking at the replays here on our screens. That would have definitely been a penalty if the offside flag hadn't been raised. There was a moment there when I think it was Jonathan David swung with his left foot. He was about 12 yards out. It was going goalwards when he struck it, but if he'd just laid it to his left, Hutchinson was there on the penalty spot. Free strike at goal. They're the decisions you have to make, the correct decisions if you're going to give yourself a chance to score a goal against a team like these.
Belgium 0, Canada 0. That's Dion Dublin with us, of course it's Dion Dublin, and this match is also available tonight, by the way, on World Cup Extra on your BBC iPlayer, i.e. if you'd like to listen to this match with the 5 Live commentary but also have it synced in with the pictures. It's very clever, this. But we can do it for any match that is live from this World Cup on BBC television, and this one is. Steve Wilson and Jermaine Genius are just about 15 yards over to our left in their commentary position, so they're doing the commentary on the TV. But if you like, for a bit of variety, to have the radio commentary with your TV pictures, just like your grandfather used to do, then you can do it in 2022 on the iPlayer World Cup Extra, and there are various other things on there as well, I think, for extra entertainment. Belgium 0, Canada 0, and Belgium have creaked. That was quite a creaky piece of defending, actually, by Vertonghen, who is now 35 years old. There's some elderly. There's some older gentlemen out there on the pitch this evening, aren't there? Vertonghen at 35,
yes,
and Bojan, the goalkeeper, 35. But no one's older than Atiba Hutchinson, 39 years old, who sets a record tonight as the second oldest outfield player at a World Cup. The only outfield player older than Atiba Hutchinson is the famous Roger Miller, who played in the World Cup for Cameroon at 42. As the ball is played forward for Junior Hoylett, who chests it across the penalty area. David is in the middle, Hoylett is bright, shoots across goal, but wide of the far post. from the far side of the penalty area, a low shot skidded across the turf and beyond the far post.
You know, it's a really good ball, you know. A really, really good ball. It's just fed into that left-hand channel, down Belgium's left, down Canada's right. It's fed from there in towards Junior Hoylett. He gets in between Vertonghen, who was, I don't know who it was at the back there at the time, but he gets in between Vertonghen and Alderweireld, and it's so easy. One ball just cuts out 3 defenders. They're just not switched on at the moment, Belgium.
They're not. Belgium 0, Canada 0. And we heard from our friend Christophe Terreur, part of the 5 Live EuroLeague show before the match. He was telling me, he says the problem is Belgium haven't played well for a year together. There's real concerns over this. Brilliant record for such a long time under Roberto Martinez. World ranked number 1 for such a long time, but they lost that position to Brazil earlier this year. But now here they are coming forward, but we've seen nothing of them in an attacking sense. And I don't think I've said Kevin De Bruyne's name yet since the start of the match.
No, I don't think he's had many touches. He's trying to get on the ball, but he's kind of being man-marked in the middle of the park. One in front, one behind. Every time a Belgian player looks up to try and find him. He'll find his feet. He'll find the pace of the game.
He usually does. Hazard is fouled centre field. Alistair Johnston put in the challenge. Boos from the Canadian supporters, but it's a free kick to Belgium, 5 or 6 yards inside the Canadian half.
And they're in Canadians' half. I don't know how many times they've been in this half. Not many. We've seen all the action in Belgium's final third because Canada have been so good in this opening few minutes.
So a free kick to Belgium. Yes, they lost to Egypt in Kuwait in their final warm-up match last week, as we were hearing earlier. So that means they've now lost 6 of their last 17 internationals, Belgium. Most unlike them, having lost only 4 of the first 60 under Roberto Martinez's management. Ball in from the right-hand side from Tielemans. Of course, this team is absolutely littered with players who either play or have played in the Premier League. 8 of this starting lineup that applies to. And we have 6 of this Belgium team that are playing at their 5th tournament, either World Cup or European Championships. A great experience. As the ball goes back to Thibaut Courtois. He's got 98 caps now. Should make it to 100, all being well, at the tournament. And now here is Kevin De Bruyne for the first time, receiving the ball in the centre circle and carrying it forward, but overhitting the pass through for Carrasco. And goalkeeper Boyan can take 3 or 4 big steps forward and just picks the ball up as if it was a back pass from Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, he was striding past the ageing Hutchinson. He left him for dead for pace. He was going straight towards the middle of the D, and he picked the wrong pass. Tielemans was flying down his right shoulder. He just didn't lift his head. Kevin De Bruyne, I can't believe I'm saying it, but he made the wrong choice.
Belgium 0, Canada 0. 5 Live and BBC Sounds for this 4th match of the day. First time I've covered one of what is here in Qatar, one of the 10 o'clock kickoffs. So it's going to be a late finish tonight by the time we get back onto the road into Doha and visit the petrol station as well, which we have to do on the way back.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
I know the way out the stadium. I've been here before. Don't worry about it.
Here, the ball on the right-hand side with Belgium inside their own half. Castagna of Leicester City, of course, up towards Batshuayi, and then Witsel chests the ball down and gives it on the halfway line to the captain, Eden Hazard, who crouches low and chests it down and then sets off on one of his weaving runs and is upended by Buchanan. So it's a free kick again to Belgium near the centre circle.
Yeah, I think when you watch Eden Hazard play, if you ever watch him play and he plays the ball forward and follows that ball forward in any of the thirds of it, you can always sense that something's going to happen. When he plays and stays, then you know he's just controlling the game. When he plays and goes forward, he's making something happen there and then.
Yeah, one of the best players at the World Cup 4 years ago. Got the silver ball as the runner-up in the Player of the Tournament competition to Luka Modric. This tonight for Hazard, his 124th appearance for Belgium. And of course the issue with him has been his fitness at Real Madrid. Just played 6 times for Real Madrid this season so far. but fit to captain and start at the first match of the World Cup for Belgium tonight, where it is 0-0. But Canada have been the better team, at least in an attacking sense. They've really caused problems for Belgium, and the main news so far, the fact that they had a chance to score their first goal at a World Cup, but Alphonso Davies's penalty, poor penalty, Dion, was saved by Courtois.
Yeah, it wasn't a great save, but it's a save he expects to make himself, and it's just all the energy that they have, and they're using it well at the moment. The press is good. Whenever the fullbacks get it, in Belgium, the press is there in 3 and 4 players. They're not going on their own. No space for Belgium to play through the lines at all. They're looking frustrated at the moment, Belgium.
0-0. 20 minutes played already. So penalty save, second night running. I've seen a penalty saved after Ochoa kept out Robert Lewandowski last night. Tonight, Courtois makes the save. One of the very best goalkeepers, as you will no doubt be aware. Tielemans is now tripped in the central third. Roberto Martinez steps forward right to the white line on the edge of the pitch, and feeling that the referee, I think the point is that there've been a number of little fouls on Belgian players in the central third of the field, and that's the latest of them. Witsel plays the ball back to the middleman of the 3 central defenders, Toby Alderweireld, who turns and gives it out to the left-hand side. And then it's back to Vertonghen now, who is back with Anderlecht now. Toby Alderweireld to his right, now playing for Royal Antwerp, back in his home country. And then from the back, Kamal Miller for Canada overhits that pass. He was looking for Buchanan. So Belgium now move forward with it again. Carrasco, with the bleached hair, is being impeded. He's being tugged by Laria. So it's a free kick to Belgium inside their own half. But quite well organised, Canada. Looks like everyone knows the job that they're supposed to do. And Belgium begin to come forward again. Here's Leander Dendoncker of Aston Villa. Turns and gives it back to Toby Alderweireld. And then a long right-footed pass from Alderweireld, looking for Eden Hazard, who takes that down brilliantly and gets away from Johnston. And Hazard back to the edge of the area to Tielemans. And Tielemans across to Batshuayi, right side of the area. Puts the shot over the top of the crossbar. He was slipping, he was stretching for it. Kamal Miller, the central defender, slid in as well, and he actually deflected it up and over the top for what is a corner.
Yeah, Tielemans actually lays it into Batshuayi. Tielemans is on the edge of the box. He lays it to his right. Batshuayi is there, and Batshuayi takes a touch. Doesn't need to take a touch. It's a side foot. It's on the angle, about 2 yards away from the corner of the 6-yard box. If he backs himself with a nice strong ankle, I think he's got a chance of scoring there. He takes a touch, and the defender nips in.
Well defended by Miller, Kamal Miller. So it's a corner, Belgium's first corner, still 0-0. De Bruyne to take this from way down in front of us. Outswinger towards the penalty spot, but that is headed away by Steven Vittoria. And now Canada look to break through Davis, but there was an important tackle in the middle of that, and then a long pass forward that Courtois is going to deal with. Out, he clears it, but he gives it away, but Witsel was able to head forward the deflection in centre field, and Junior Hoylett is able to, in fact, under pressure, he puts it out of play for a throw on the halfway line. John Herdman down there just fields the ball and gives it back for the throw to be taken. John Herdman tonight, another sort of historical line. John Herdman tonight becomes the first person to manage at both the men's and the women's World Cup. What an achievement that is. He'll always be able to say that. This man from County Durham, mad keen fan of Newcastle United, and now Dendoncker passing it away from the back. Tielemans, that's a lovely pass, and De Bruyne has the run of the pitch. He's got so much space, and now he gives it to the edge of the area to Hazard, and Hazard under pressure into the penalty area. He's forced very wide. It was Laria coming back and putting the challenge in on him. It was quite forceful on the edge of the area, but Hazard stayed on his feet.
Yeah, he did. Laria did really well there, and Johnston shepherded Hazard, didn't allow him to get his head up to cross the ball or do any little bits of skill, and they forced him back towards his teammate, took a deflection, and that was the best thing that could have happened.
Belgium 0, Canada 0. I don't think there's quite as big an attendance inside the stadium tonight as there was for the Wales match when you were here the other night, as Belgium win a free kick in centre field. Quite a lot of empty red seats around the place. And I noticed as well, just been shown that that FIFA have put out an updated stadium capacity list. So goodness knows how that's happened. Long pass from centre field, but Castagna making a burst into the box. There was a defender in front of him and it hit him, the long pass from centre field from Alderweireld, and bounced through for a goal kick. So this stadium, the Ahmed bin Ali, which was originally slated as being 40,000 capacity, is now 45,032. And all of the stadiums have got different attendances. Well, have a closer look at that later. Is that on the BBC Sport website? Is it? No. FIFA have put it out, so you'll find it there. Fascinating. Belgium 0, Canada 0, and Alphonso Davies on the left-hand side. An elaborate step over, but it's taken him up towards the edge of the area, and he gets the ball back, and Davies plays it square, but then a rather slashing shot from the veteran, Hutchinson, the captain, on the edge of the area. That lacked conviction, and it was wide by 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, you can see Davies there. He's receiving it on the left-hand side. He wants to stay on his left foot, but the Belgian players aren't allowing him to do that. Just shifted it to his older teammate, and he slashed it over. But brilliant skill, though, to get past to the Belgian players.
I think they've already missed the great opportunity tonight from the penalty spot to score their first World Cup goal. But were it to be Atiba Hutchinson to score it, winning his 97th cap tonight, this wildly and hugely popular footballer, wherever he's gone in the world, if he'd scored that from the edge of the D for Canada's first goal at a World Cup, I mean, that would be fairy tale stuff. However, maybe he thought about the moment as he was arriving on the ball, and he hit it wildly wide. And now Witzel's been fouled. That is another foul by the midfielder Eustáquio of Porto. And again, Roberto Martinez is pointing to various points on the field as if to say how many fouls are going to be allowed on my players before there's a yellow card.
He's not happy, is he?
No, he's not.
Good physical contact, though. They don't mind that. These Canadian players are really getting close to the Belgian midfield players, not allowing Witzel and De Bruyne to lift their heads, not having it their own way at the moment.
The other point about Hutchinson, Dion, is he's been able to play only one match this season because he had a bruised bone. So he's just played one competitive match this season. So, you can understand him perhaps not looking absolutely tip-top. As Canada win the ball back deep inside their own half, and it is Eustáquio who is challenged by Witzel. And now Davies being forced back by Tielemans, and doesn't like the challenge actually, looks over his shoulder at Tielemans for the force of the challenge that he put in on him. But back through the goalkeeper Boyan, the ball is played out towards the right hand side. Now in the middle of the field, Jonathan David's come rather deep, Harry Kane style, but passes the ball down the right hand side to Laria, and Buchanan's in the middle, and Laria takes it on into the box and pulls it back, but Castagna came across from the right wing back position and was there to prevent it from reaching Junior Hoylett in the middle, and Belgium cleared. Still goalless. 5 Live in BBC Sounds, live here at the World Cup in Qatar, and Canada coming forward again, and Witzel just putting the tackle in, but ball still live. Laria tries to play it across the penalty area. That's blocked by the defender Vertonghen, and Belgium get it away downfield.
Panic from those 5 at the back. They're going into a 5 at the back when they haven't got the ball now. Belgium, they're worried about the movement, they're worried about going down the side with pace, they're worried about Hoylett coming in from the left-hand side and getting across the centre-halves. Vertonghen, Alderweireld, the gaps between them are massive, so they're loving that as well, the Canadian players.
And now here's Johnston bringing the ball forward from the right-back position for Canada, and he's still going to the edge of the area. Oh, and he's surely fouled! He's surely brought down on the edge of the penalty area. No, the referee allows play to continue. Then Johnston gets up and shoots, and it's saved by Courtois. Johnson again heads it across the penalty area, and Belgium are able to get it away. But that looked to me as though Dendoncker caught him in the box.
And he went sprawling. I thought he took his legs just on the edge of the box.
Well, it looked like that to me.
The referee didn't even look at it,
and the players haven't made a great deal of it. So we'll watch that again out of with interest when it appears. Play still continuing. Eustáquio plays it up towards the lively figure of Buchanan, and Buchanan is running at Alderweireld, and now he's trying to find a way into the penalty area past Castagna, but just overhit it, and Vertonghen was able to come across and put it out of play on the halfway line.
Causing havoc. Absolutely causing havoc at the moment.
Yes, they are.
Just through energy and getting in behind the ball and not allowing Belgium any time. I mean, Buchanan up top and David and Hoylett. There's three up there and they're just sort of rotating. It's working well at the moment for them.
Working really well. And on our little television here in the commentary position, they've shown us a replay of the Johnston shot, but they've not shown a replay of the Dendoncker challenge on Johnston. So it's gone. And Eustachio playing the ball forward, and Canada coming forward again dangerously. Buchanan back to David. David's shot is blocked by the defender. Alderweireld threw himself in the way of it and took all the pace of it off it, and Courtois was able to catch.
Decision making in the final third for Canada, that's all it is. I think what's happening, they're getting into goal scoring situations, but there's a better goal scoring situation and they can't see it. There's other players that are flying down the left, flying down the right, and they're just choosing the wrong option. They've had 3 or 4 good chances to test Courtois and they haven't done it. You can't keep letting these chances pass you by.
The score is Belgium 0, Canada 0, and Dion Dublin. I think we've seen enough football. We know what's going to happen here, don't we?
It's looking that way.
They are going to pay dearly for not taking those chances. And here's Batshuayi on the edge of the area, but Miller is able to win it from him for Canada, and now Hutchinson chips it to the left-hand side, and Davis now slipped by Tielemans, so Davis is away, he's left him on the ground. Davis then plays it in field. Hoylett is battling for it with Hazard, and they went shoulder to shoulder, and Hoylett has come out with it, and Hoylett now chips across to the back post, and David off balance can only head it up in the air and wide of the far post. But again, really, really good from Canada.
Yeah, not just the nice football they're playing, not just the chances, but the commitment and the mindset and their shape is very, very good. Every time the physical battles there, the 2 number 10s, Hoylett and Hazard going shoulder to shoulder and knocking Hazard over, wanting the ball more.
Here's De Bruyne though, receives it from Batshuayi. De Bruyne now on the left wing currently, goes for a high crossfield pass. Batshuayi's underneath this, shoots goalwards, but it's deflected off Miller. And the goalkeeper caught it. The assistant has flagged. I thought he flagged for a goal kick. Anyway, Batshuayi's being helped to his feet, and it is indeed given as a goal kick.
Yes, it's
Belgium 0, Canada 0.
It's exactly what you were saying, John. We know what's going to happen here, and Kevin De Bruyne gets free. Bit of time to pick a pass. He picks the correct pass. Batshuayi pulling away from the defender, doesn't quite catch it, but doesn't matter how good you're playing, doesn't matter how well organised you are, if you don't use this time to score a goal, you are very, very vulnerable.
Yeah, mark my words, everyone. I'm going to put my neck on the line.
Go on then.
After last night boldly predicting early on in the game that Robert Lewandowski would score his first goal at the World Cup, and sitting there with the microphone,
how did that go for you?
Licking my lips as he stood over that penalty, thinking, here we are, I'm going to be proved right.
You weren't feeling smug, were you?
Of course. But I'm not going to learn from my mistake.
You're going again.
I'm going to say tonight, Belgium are going to make Canada pay for these missed chances.
No, I can't disagree with that, I'm afraid.
However,
yes,
we might be wrong. Yes. So don't go anywhere, everyone. Belgium 0, Canada 0. This match also on BBC One, so you might want to go and watch it. But as I say, you can listen to us and watch it. Here's Castagna down the right-hand side. He won't reach that, and pulls it back, but the ball was already over the line, and it is a goal kick. So Belgium will drop back into position, but it's been an unconvincing display from Belgium so far. I mean, and also the other point is, when Belgium come forward, Canada are leaving them so much space.
Yeah, they are. It's because Belgium, they haven't had the ball, but when they do beat that press, when they do beat the energy, then you do have De Bruyne running at your defence and Witsel and Hazard with the ball, and then they're starting to spin back towards their own goal. It's rush defence. They've got away with it at the moment. Like I've said, while you have your team in the ascendancy, you have to get yourself on the score sheet.
Belgium 0, Canada 0. Every few moments the attention is drawn to the lights that flash on the top of the stadium. There's like a big metal frame around the roof of the stadium here, and you can see it from miles around, and the stadium's lit up colourfully as well for a night match, but those lights flash on and off all of the time. Feels like driving out here almost on the fringes of the city of Doha, and it's just the desert beyond. Belgium lose possession, Canada have it back inside their own half. Christophe Terreur was also telling me that Belgium are based on the other coast of Qatar. So we're here on the east coast, they're over on the west coast. So they're actually about an hour and a half's drive away from Doha, right across the middle of the country, rather than staying here in the big city. Here's Davis. He says it's very nice over there as well. Davis playing the ball to the right hand side to Johnston, and Johnston now is able to bring it forward and goes for an early ball into the middle, but that's headed away by Alderweireld, and Belgium should be able to clear. They do, up to Hazard, but Hazard runs into Hutchinson, and Hutchinson passes it forward to the right hand side to Lariat, and then it bounces away off Witsel out towards the far side, where it is kept in by Carrasco, and then Carrasco back to Witsel, and Belgium have got it halfway inside their own half. We've got less than 10 minutes to go to half time. I think that's right, yes it is. My stopwatch was misbehaving last night. I was blaming on the desert heat. Although it's very pleasant in here tonight, isn't it?
It's quite nice temperature, isn't it?
Lovely temperature. Helped by the air conditioning, no doubt.
I'm not thinking that I'm sure the vest isn't working for you tonight, John, I'm afraid.
Yes, I think you're mixing up with Ian Terrace. a lot of people do, you know. The ball is up towards the halfway line, which is flicked on, and then Vitoria passes it to Eustachio. Been really bright, really encouraging this display, this first World Cup display for Canada since 1986, when they lost all three of their matches, 1-0 to France, 2-0 to Hungary, 2-0 to the Soviet Union. So lost all three without scoring a goal. Ball on the right hand side, and it is the Canadians trying to conjure up that first goal. Lariat back to Eustachio, and Eustachio just uses the outside of his right boot to give it to Johnston, then back to Eustachio again, and then Hutchinson closer to the penalty area, back to Johnston on the right hand side, Hutchinson again, Lariat, there's a defender fallen over, Tielemans, Lariat takes it on into the box, Witsel puts the challenge in, and the ball bounces through for what is a goal kick. The Zambian referee was there, less than 10 yards away from it, and this time the players do feel that they've got a case for another penalty. Hutchinson has gone to the referee. The supporters, the Canadian fans, do feel that Witsel, there was enough from Witsel on that deal.
You know what? That's clumsy. That is very, very clumsy. I'm really surprised they haven't looked at that at all. We've got screens where they normally let us know what's going to be happening. Are they looking? Are they not? But that is listen. They are looking. They are looking. We've just seen it come up on our screen. I think that will be given as a penalty because it's just clumsy defending.
You know what, Dion? I don't think it should be.
I don't think it should be, but it's clumsy, and they are given.
And there's a huge cheer from the Canadian supporters, because on the screens now in the stadium, hanging high above the goals at each end of the ground, it's saying check, possible penalty. And so we are not seeing a restart just yet. Atiba Hutchinson has gone across to the referee again. Also Stephen Vitoria. It's a long look at this. The decision whether Axel Witsel has pushed over Lariat, and they say no. Personally, I feel that's the right decision. I don't think there was enough.
It was a tangle of legs. He didn't mean to tackle him. He didn't mean to bring him down, but he brought him down in the box through a tangle of legs. Sloppy defending.
They've already had one penalty, Canada, and Courtois saved it from Davis. Just over 5 minutes to go to half-time. Belgium 0, Canada 0. Later at half-time, Kelly Cates will have more on the earlier matches. Spain's big win, 7-0 against Costa Rica. That is the same group in which Germany were beaten by Japan, as Davis turns and gives the ball forward to Eustachio, and Davis wants it back, continuing his run, his pass into the penalty area, is into the path of Alderweireld, who comes across to his right and gets his right foot underneath it and clears it out almost on top of Roberto Martinez.
He looks good, doesn't he? Davies looks very, very good on that left-hand side. I mean, he was facing his own goal in the left back spot, facing his own goal in front of the dugout, done a full pirouette towards the touchline and just played a lovely 1-2. Very, very sharp.
Yep, Davis, the 22-year-old, who was a little bit of a doubt for this game, but he's okay. Obviously desperate to play in this match. Such an important player. Brilliant story, which is always worth repeating. Born in Ghana, Liberian parents, and was actually born in a Ghanaian refugee camp because it was during the civil war in Liberia. You can only imagine what he's gone through as a human being, and now to reach the level in the game that he has, Champions League winner, playing in the World Cup, Canada's first match for 36 years. It's a great story. And Belgium coming forward. Hazard shrugs off this challenge from Eustáquio, still going, gives it to Castagna on the right hand side, and he gives it to his Leicester City teammate Tielemans. Now back towards the halfway line to Dendoncker, who goes across the back line to Vertonghen, and then Witsel back to Alderweireld in the middle. Alderweireld and Vertonghen still going. I was talking to Vincent Kompany earlier this evening about how he felt about that. At 36 he is, and he feels like long retired now, which he had to, of course, because all the years and the injuries caught up on him. But he's sitting watching this for BBC television, and they're still going, Vertonghen and Alderweireld. Ball into the back line again, and Vertonghen gives it across to Alderweireld. They've been tested tonight by Canada, though. A long pass from Alderweireld. He's overhit this one, but it was actually the long pass that led to Belgium's best chance of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. But they've been forced to play the long pass. They haven't wanted to do it. They've been forced because it's very congested. They've tried to play their football. It hasn't worked. So they tried to go long. It hasn't worked.
As the ball is played back to the Canadian goalkeeper, rugged-looking Milan Borjan, who gets it away on his left foot, and Belgium have got it back inside their own half again. Mentioned about how people in Canada will have been feeling watching that penalty, hearts in mouths, and the disappointment when it was, say, poor penalty from Alphonso Davies. But at the same time, can you imagine the reaction there is in Belgium? And they have been quite critical of the way that the Belgian national team have played. The nearly men, really.
Yeah, they are.
Not being able to win a major tournament.
I mean, if you let them back into this game now, if you allow them to have time on the ball and pick a pass, they will find a way through one or two times in this game.
Yeah, always falling short.
Always.
Yeah. Quarterfinals in the last 2 Euros. As Canada win the ball back in centre field, but it's sent forward, and Dendoncker will return it to Thibaut Courtois. So in the last 4, either World Cup or European Championship tournaments, they've gone quarter-final, semi-final, quarter-final. Not able to really capitalise on the great talent that they've had and still have. It is De Bruyne winning his 95th cap tonight. 4 of the 6 men who've won 100 caps or more for Belgium are on the field in this match tonight. 4 out of the 6 Centurions. Forward from Alderweireld. That's that long pass again, looking for Carrasco. It's bounced from Batshuayi. Brilliant finish. Left foot. Bang. 1-0 Belgium. And Michy Batshuayi is dancing in the corner of the stadium here. Belgium have made Canada pay. They didn't take their chances. And Batshuayi has. Belgium 1, Canada 0 just before half-time.
One of the simplest finishes he will ever come across. Michy Batshuayi puts it in the back of the net, in between 2 defenders. Johnston, Vittoria switched off, he gets in between them. Half volley, straight ball, straight passes, about 10 yards out, little side foot past the keeper. Meat and drink for Batshuayi. Easy. I did say if you don't take your chances, you are in trouble.
Came from that Alderweireld pass.
Yeah.
Not the first time that's caused problems for the Belgian backline, for the Canadian backline. Clearly something that Roberto Martinez has identified, and it's worked.
Yeah, and at the time that ball was being played, Kevin De Bruyne was talking to the manager. He was chatting to his manager, getting instruction. Kevin De Bruyne wasn't in the eye line of any of the Canadian players. They must be thinking, where is he? Batshuayi straight in, straight ball. Very, very good finish, composed finish.
So no Lukaku, he's on the injured list, but Batshuayi's come in, and Batman, as he likes to style himself, has scored his 27th goal for Belgium, and they are in front, Roberto Martinez's side. Courtois saved the penalty early on in the match. Batshuayi scores near half-time. 5 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. That is light by the standards of this World Cup. So another 5 minutes before the half-time whistle will be blown. Batshuayi and the Belgium supporters inside the stadium will be feeling much better about themselves. The television here has just shown a close-up of those famous big goggly eyes of Pierluigi Collina, who's in charge of the referees at FIFA. And Belgium now looking for a second goal before half-time. De Bruyne to Hazard, who hits a pass through the middle along the grass, but Boyan's able to come out and pick it up. It's a really good finish by Batshuayi, wasn't it, for the goal? Just allowed the ball to drop over his shoulder. The defender was there with him. Miller came across, but just as it bounced up, he hit it and steered it with his left foot beyond and across the goalkeeper and into the net. As Canada come forward with Davis. Davis then passes it into the area. Now a chance for David, who pulls the ball across the 6-yard box, but into the path of Vertonghen, who was able to clear it away. And again,
story of the night for them, isn't it? Story of the night for them, getting into really good areas and then just choosing the wrong pass, or the execution of that pass isn't there. They're still getting white shirts into the box, but there's just a feeling now that the more Belgium have the ball, the more they'll take control, the more they'll score.
1-0. So Canada are still in it, but you know, Dion, you'll have been in this position many times as a professional when you've been involved in this sort of match, and you get back into the dressing room and you're 1-0 down. But here's Laria across. Oh, chance in the middle for Buchanan on the left foot, sliding in, edge of the 6-yard box, and he's lifted it over the top of the bar. Another big chance gone for Canada.
I think that's Laria, just puts it across. It's a really good ball, by the way. It's 2 yards away from the 6-yard box. He's put it over the bar. I don't know how he's put it over the bar. Buchanan will look back at this one and he'll say, that's just a tap-in. What he's tried to do, the ball's come in with pace and then you just let it hit your foot. He's tried to strike the ball, he's striked it too hard and it's gone over the bar. Chance after chance. They've had the best chances tonight.
They have. 1-0 Belgium lead in this group, where Morocco and Croatia drew 0-0 earlier. And Belgium's next game is against Morocco. The next matches in this group are on Sunday. Canada still coming forward. 5 minutes of added time. We've had almost 3 of them, so there's still time. Davis is off and away from goal scorer Batshuayi, and then Davis rather runs into Dendoncker. There's no free kick for that. De Bruyne couldn't find the pass through to Hazard. He actually passed it straight into Vitoria. So it is Canada again who have it. David to the right hand side. Laria is there again. Carrasco puts in the challenge. That ball's going to run behind for a corner. It is next to the flag over on the far side, so it is a late corner in the first half for Canada.
Yeah, I think the way forward for Canada is getting Davis further forward, get him in the final third down that left hand side, let him create havoc. He wants to take players on, but if he gets it wrong in that left back spot, then he's in trouble. Get him up the pitch a bit more.
Davis is going to take the corner, trots over there and retrieves the ball from in front of the ever-changing electronic sponsors hoardings, and then steps away. And Canada from the set piece just before half-time. In comes the delivery over the top of Carrasco, and then Eustachio with a shot on the edge of the area, hits a defender and is cleared away. I don't think they're shouting for a handball this time. Finds its way back to Davis on the right-hand side. Davis against Carrasco. Davis beats him one way. Carrasco, though, as he tried to beat him again, managed to get the foot in, took the ball away, and actually Eden Hazard now carries it up towards the halfway line and then passes it over the line to De Bruyne. And De Bruyne now, in that way of his, plays the ball across the penalty area behind Hazard. Canada get it away. De Bruyne, though, is in there again, and then Alistair Johnston is underneath it and volleys it to the halfway line. It's got a very old-fashioned sound, hasn't it, for some reason? Alistair Johnston, the Canadian right back. I don't think there are any other Alistairs playing at this World Cup.
If anybody knows, it'll be you.
I think that could be one for Dave O'Brien, Statman Dave, couldn't it? Who's on the Football Daily, the World Cup Daily as it is, every day. How many Alistairs have played at World Cups? I know one who's commentated on a World Cup.
Oh yes.
And there is the half-time whistle. Well, that's been eventful. Belgium are winning 1-0 at half-time. Batshuayi scoring in the 44th minute. Canada should have scored their first World Cup goal. And Alphonso Davies, I'm looking at him now, walking off the field, staring at the ground. I can feel his disappointment from here, and the responsibility. Remember, he's a young man, 22 years old. He took the responsibility and hit a poor penalty that Courtois saved. But all of the other chances Canada have had, they've come, they've gone, and Belgium are winning beyond Dublin.
Belgium to take charge of this game, they haven't needed to be fair, because Canada have been wasteful in front of goal. And that's the only negative I have on them, to be honest with you. They've been absolutely outstanding for 35 minutes in the first half. Very positive, lots of energy. Final third, need to do better. Belgium just waited and waited and waited. Quality pass, quality finish.
But it is still alive. It's not over yet. Half-time, Belgium 1, Canada 0. Thank you very much, Kelly. It looks like Belgium are going to make a couple of changes. So even though they scored that goal late in the first half, Roberto Martinez is going to make those changes. We'll say thank you very much to Julien Laurent, who has been up here in our commentary position. We'll hear from Julien again, I'm sure, before too long at this World Cup. But the two changes, Dion, it looks like Carrasco has been taken off from the left-hand side, the left wing back. And as a result, instead, Castagna is going to move across to the left, and Thomas Meunier has made his return. And he's got a mask on as well. Remember, the problem with Thomas Meunier, the Borussia Dortmund man as he is now, is that he had a broken cheekbone. He broke his cheekbone last month, and so was doubtful for this game. But Roberto Martinez has brought him on at half-time. And the other change in central midfield, Tielemans has been taken off at half-time, and it's the young Evertonian Amadou Onana who has come on to replace him.
Maybe they just want to get more control of the ball in there, maybe a bit more physical presence in there as well. I mean, I'm looking at Castagna now. He's so much higher up the pitch than he was in the first half.
So two changes for Roberto Martinez, but his team are winning by 1-0. But he can't have been happy with what he saw in the first half by a long chalk, particularly the way that Belgium defended, conceded the penalty, which was a little unfortunate, one of those handballs from a powerful shot, but might have conceded at least one more penalty and were cut open on a number of occasions.
Yeah, and that's just down to the hard work of the Canadian players. Now Belgium are trying to grasp this game, take control of it. They're making the pitch very, very big indeed. Big areas for the Canadian players to run into to try and squeeze now. It's going to be a different game in the second half.
That's Dion Dublin with us here at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium, this two-tier stadium all the way around. Colourful red seats, purple hoardings everywhere, the pink World Cup livery, and I would have said something in the region of 35,000 or so people inside the stadium, so not quite full. Belgium leading by 1-0. Belgium in the red shirts with the black trim, black shorts, and these sort of black and red socks that have a design on them that makes it look as though their feet are on fire. There's sort of flames licking up from their boots, I notice. And Canada in the all-white kit with the red trim, they've just won a free kick inside their own half, Batshuayi. So Canada with the free kick, and the teams now: Courtois in goal for Belgium, the penalty saver in the first half. Dendoncker, Alderweireld and Vertonghen are the three central defenders. Now Thomas Meunier, the right wing back. Castagna's moved across to be the left wing back. Onana and Witsel in the middle. Then De Bruyne, Hazard and goalscorer Batshuayi. Canada coming forward with Buchanan, who's really been one of the brightest players for this Canadian team. Holds off the challenge from Castagna, plays it back centrally, lovely from Ustakayo, plays it into the area, bound, the header goes wide from David, 10 yards out, snatched at it really with his head, it was coming over his shoulder, and he nodded it down and it bounced wide.
It's a lovely ball as well, isn't it? Should really score. He's 8 yards out. It's not a bad header at all. I think he gets the nutmegs, I think, on Kevin De Bruyne. That'll go down in his history books.
That was Eustachio. Yeah. Well, that is definitely one too. He'll be clipping that one up, won't he? Or his friends and family will be, for the old social media. And Belgium playing for Tonga has just gone down onto one knee and now climbs up, and he seems okay. And Castagna's just looking at him there to see if he's all right, but he is, so the throw-in is going to be taken. Yeah, great moment for Stefan Eustachio, who Julian was talking about, wasn't he, at half-time? The Canadian number 7, who plays for Porto, started all of their group matches in the Champions League this season, and they ended up winning the group. They'll play Inter in the last 16. And here come Belgium, though. 1-0 up. Batshuayi shifting from foot to foot, a little shimmy from him as well against Laria, and then passes the ball back into his own half, and then a little tankle as well, I noticed, between Laria and Batshuayi off the ball, just pushing one another away with their arms, and then back the ball goes into the middle of the Belgian defence. 4 minutes played in the second half, and Hazard allows the ball to bounce through, but it doesn't reach Batshuayi, and that's a lovely turn from David away from the newly arrived Onana. And now here's Alphonso Davies, and Davies plays it square to Eustachio, but it just ran away from him. He's on his right foot though, and he goes for goal from the angle, but pulls it well wide across the face of goal. There were 2 men in there, Buchanan and David, but it was whipped across them and wide of the far
Yeah,
post.
he was never comfortable at all. He's 22 yards out, 23 yards out on the angle. Eustachio just pulls it. Thibaut Courtois just letting that one just run off for a goal kick harmlessly. Davis there trying to get into those dangerous areas as well. If he can get forward a bit more, they might get a little bit of joy. He's the key for them. He's the key for Canada.
Ball being headed back by central defender Vittoria to his goalkeeper. I was asking you, Dion, we never got a chance to get the answer. You know, to be in a team that does what they did in the first half, Canada, and then to find themselves 1-0 down to a late goal, the effect that has. But here's Junior Hoylett on the left-hand side, the Reading man. Plays it back, but a little bit short, the pass, and that meant that Meunier could get in there, but Hazard won't reach that, and it's absolutely walloped forward by Vittoria, who lands it in amongst the Canadian supporters over on the far side, and they're absolutely loving that. They love that, don't they, in North American sport?
Oh,
when
yes.
The ball goes into the crowd. It's like it's the event of the night.
Yes, they have a bit of a juggle with it. They'll hold on to it for a little while as well. But in answer to your question, John, it can be kind of demoralising when you've played so well and then you find yourself down at half time and you've dominated the first half for 35 minutes, but it's just all about putting the ball in the back of the net.
The ball played back to Courtois. He's got to be quick now. That was hit with some pace by Castagna, and Courtois had to get that under control, and Buchanan wasn't far away from him, but he did. He managed to get it down, get it away, and Belgium have got it inside their own half. Witzel's going to give him another test with a back pass, which he pulls onto his left foot and then passes out towards the left-hand side. Good from Castagna to Kevin De Bruyne, a little bit deeper. As Dion said in the first half, we didn't see much of Kevin De Bruyne back inside his own half. I assume that is on orders from the manager, from Roberto Martinez, the former FA Cup winning manager with Wigan Athletic. Onana now to the right-hand side. Amadou Onana, the new signing for Everton at the start of this season from Lille, very highly thought of. 21 years old now. Here he is playing in a World Cup, and Hazard is inside his own half, halfway inside his own half, and passing the ball back to Vertonghen. Forward from Alderweireld, whose pass led to the Batshuayi goal. And now Eden Hazard has got space, plays the ball infield. De Bruyne is there, square from him, into Onana, right-footed ball, overhits it. What an opening that was for Onana, who had space again. Belgium there. Onana in the kind of position that I'm tempted to say we just wouldn't see that in the Premier League.
No.
The number of times Belgium have been given time and space and haven't taken advantage of it.
No, it's just that long ball again. It's having so many options and choosing the wrong one every single time. They should really be making better use of those chances that they have, but they've got the goal they need at the moment, but it could be 2, it could be 3.
It is only 1 though, and it's been a collision there in centre field. That's going to be a yellow card for Meunier from the Zambian referee, Yanni Sikazwe. Says that was an illegal challenge. I guess he must have seen an arm, a flailing arm from Meunier. Yes, he did. On Junior Hoylett, he caught him with his forearm. And Meunier, who himself last month fractured his cheekbone from an aerial challenge, has caught Hoylett, who is okay, I'm pleased to say, but it's a yellow card for Meunier.
Even though it was clumsy, very, very clumsy, but it's probably a subconscious thing there, thinking I've got to protect myself. Not a flaming elbow at all, but just caught him.
So Meunier is yellow carded. It's his 60th cap tonight, Thomas Meunier. So free kick then, as a result, for Canada, forward and left of the centre circle. Belgium holding a very high line. Just waiting for the delivery from Eustachio, who just waits and waits. And now he comes up and he plays the free kick over the back line, but he's put too much on that.
And that's why Alderweireld is saying get out. He's saying to his teammates there was nine of them in a line, red shirts, 9 of them, don't go anywhere. He's got his arms out by his side like he's an aeroplane, and he's saying this is the line, stay here. And that forces the goalkeeper to have lots and lots of space.
And Dendonka has got to be careful here. David is putting a challenge in on him next to the dead ball line. That was playing out from the back, goes wrong again, and it's resulted in a Canadian corner.
Yeah, that's really good play. Really good play, that is. Forcing Belgium into another mistake. This could be dangerous. Outswinging corner from the left-hand side for Canada.
It is. So we'll see once again. Kamal Miller just arriving in the penalty area. He's the sort of guy who could really have a presence in the opposing penalty area. Miller, very strongly built. Oh, the corner is taken short and they lose it. They barely got it into the penalty area, and Belgium were able to nip in and clear it away downfield. In fact, it was De Bruyne who was able to get in there and clear it away. That was a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, get the ball in the box. You've got your centre halves up. If I was a centre half now, I'd be screaming, get the ball in the box, make sure, don't waste my time.
Oh, lovely from Buchanan, hooked it over the top of Vertonghen. Goes for goal, actually, from the angle. At least that's what I assume he was doing. Maybe it was a cross. But I think he saw Courtois perhaps off his line and went for it, but he ballooned it, bent it way over the top of the crossbar from an impossible angle, really.
It's not bad skill at all from Buchanan down the right-hand side. Vertonghen there, you think he was just trying to head it and took it over his head and got the ball wrong.
John Herdman's going to make a change, and another Canadian player has gone down. That's another. It was Onana who was got the ball away, and he's booked for that. Onana, that coming together as he was carrying the ball away, and that is a yellow card for the other Belgian substitute. So both of the Belgian subs who came on at half time, Onana and Meunier, have now been yellow carded.
Yeah, I think he's been told to come on and just, a bit more physical presence. Not a lot in that, to be honest with you.
Just an arm off.
Yeah, just a hand off there. May have caught him with the forearm, but nothing at all. Players are on their feet. Yellow card, though. He's got a yellow card for that.
The Canadian coach, John Herdman's going to make a double change now. There'll be his first 2 changes. Belgium are winning 1-0. This is 5 Live and BBC Sounds, wherever you go during the course of this World Cup. I know you'll be busy during the day. These early kickoffs back at home, 10 o'clock in the morning. You can follow us on your device via BBC Sounds. Here's Hazard. I see Kyle Larin of Club Brugge is going to be one of the players coming on for Canada, the centre forward, who is Canada's record scorer. So John Herdman feeling that they're not able to find the net, so he's going to bring on the man who scored more goals for Canada than anyone else. And Ismail Kone is coming on as well, 20-year-old midfielder, for his first taste of the World Cup. And Junior Hoylett is the first number to go up, the number 10. So Kyle Larin coming on for him. And it is Atiba Hutchinson, as I did wonder whether he would last the distance, and he's lasted almost an hour, the old stager, the oldest player at this World Cup, the oldest outfield player at this World Cup, the second oldest outfield player ever to play in the World Cup, is now getting high fives and low fives and pats on the back from all of his teammates down.
Brilliant, isn't it? It's an amazing story. Just got a little bit leggy, didn't he? You could see he was getting heavy-legged, and 39 years old, that's not bad. I retired at 39. I wasn't playing international football at 39.
Well, when I said to Vincent Kompany, he said, well, there's someone playing in this match who's older than me. And so those two changes are made, and as I say, it is Ismail Kone. So the 39-year-old is replaced by the 20-year-old in midfield. And it is a free kick to Belgium, halfway inside their own half. Great story, Kone as well, at 20. He only made his professional debut in February, and after 7 appearances, won his first cap, and now he's playing at the World Cup. That's not bad. And it is Canada, and here he is actually, the newly arrived number 15, Kone. Eustachio works it to the left-hand side. And Jonathan David is out there, and he gets the ball down, and he cuts in field on his right foot, but he couldn't find the pass into the area. Still battling for it on the edge of the box, and it loops right across the edge of the penalty area, and Belgium are able to clear it away. In this second half, as we look, Canada in the white are playing from left to right, and here the ball is played to the left-hand side again. And this time it's Buchanan who's over there, and he's upended by Mounier, who's already on a yellow card. It is a free kick. Don't think it'll be any more than that, but he has to be careful.
Yeah, committed. Mounier there really did some nice little bit of foot-to-foot skill there. Very, very good play from Buchanan. But you've got to do it more. You've got to do it more. You've got to commit those players that have got a yellow card into challenges. Are they going to be disciplined? Another high line as well. Another high line from Belgium on the edge of the 18-yard line.
But now they've got the 6'2" Kyle Larin in there as well, the silent giant, as they call him. He won't be silent if he puts this in the back of the net. Canada still looking for their first goal at a World Cup in their second appearance at the tournament finals. Free kick on the left-hand side. It's the Canadian fans' voices that you can hear in that corner. That's where all of the Wales fans were in this stadium the other night. Here's the free kick from Eustachio. He's put too much on that, bend it way beyond the far post, and it's all the way through. And another set-piece disappointment for Canada.
Yeah, that's poor from Eustachio on the left-hand side, trying to curl it in towards the keeper, but put it into that area where all the white shirt. Don't try and put too much on it. Just make sure it gets in the right area. That's the whole idea.
Belgium 1, Canada 0, and Belgium very nearly again lose the ball playing out from the back. However, this time they've been able to work it forward to Hazard, and Hazard being challenged by Johnston. Hazard back to Witsel, and Belgium now with the ball in centre field. It's still uncomfortable for Belgium.
Yeah,
this
it is. They want the game a little bit slower. They want it slow, quick, slow. That's how they want it. Canada wants it quick all the time, so they're just trying to slow it down, draw out those white shirts, and then they play their football. Belgium
and Vertonghen under pressure. Clearance is charged down by Davis, and the ball is out of play for what is given as a throw. We're going to see the latest Belgian change, and it's Eden Hazard, the captain, is off, so both captains have been substituted, and coming on for Belgium it is the Brighton man, Leandro Trossard, who personally I feel is one of the best players in the Premier League this season. Every time I see him, he impresses me. Scored a hat-trick at Anfield this season, and here he comes now for his first taste of the World Cup. Leandro Trossard replaces Eden Hazard, who has flitted in and out of the game. Eden Hazard tonight.
Yeah, he's wanting to do what he's done for years, but he just hasn't got that lightning pace anymore. Great feet, great balance, but hasn't affected the game as he wanted to.
Canada with the ball on the right hand side. It is played back. Buchanan's onto this, but he gets right underneath the shot, and he has almost landed it in the middle tier of the stadium. In fact, it was caught there by a spectator who was standing right on the back row of the lower tier, and that also was wasteful from Buchanan, who's been excellent.
He has been great.
He's been excellent all the way up to
that final third, that last shot, that last pass. I mean, Buchanan there, the ball's ended up on the edge of the D, 20 yards out, 25 yards out, and he wound himself up that much that it's just landed nearly in that second tier. Just take your time. That's what I was saying to Kelly at half time. If they could calm down with their finishing, they might have more of a chance in this game.
I thought you were going to say telling Kelly to calm down.
Oh no, nobody can get Kelly to calm down. You're joking, aren't you? Impossible.
Well, Belgium 1, Canada 0 is the score, and we've got just over 25 minutes to play. 4 more commentaries tomorrow as the final 2 groups get underway, groups G and H. So tomorrow night, this time, if you're listening to 5 Live, you will be listening to Brazil against Serbia, which I think is an interesting one. But whenever Brazil play at the World Cup, you want to be tuned into it. Belgium with it, with Trossard, and now Meunier, and Meunier's cross is deflected straight behind by the defender, by Vittoria, for a corner to Roberto Martinez's side.
Yeah, Trossard's in such good form in the Premier League. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets himself on the score sheet. He doesn't panic when he gets in front of goal.
Kevin De Bruyne, who's being cheered there, that's the area where most of the Belgian supporters are gathered in there, the Red Devils, Les Diables Rouges, and they've got their wigs and they've got their Belgian flags, and they're watching Kevin De Bruyne take this corner, a deep one to the back post that is headed down by Dendoncker, and there might have been a handball in there, and it's a free kick to Canada on the edge of their own penalty area. So Canada will reset themselves again. 1-0 Belgium lead, Batshuayi's goal. Yeah,
even though Belgium have started to get a grip of this game and play it at their pace, there's only 1 goal in this game. Canada still can get something out of this game if they can find a little bit more form than they had in the first half, a bit more confidence. They're still in this game.
Here's Onana in the centre circle. This is powerful stuff from him. Takes it on into the penalty area, and then it bounces away from him. He might have been fouled right on the edge of the box by Kone, who went with him, and he could have gone down. He stumbled, he miscontrolled the ball, and it bounced away from him.
Yeah, I think he'd actually got away from Kone, but then his touch was bad and it went into the keeper. He lost his balance. He actually did well to stay on his feet there, and he could have shot for goal, but his touch was poor.
So it might have been a foul on Vertonghen. No, it's not given. And so Kyle Larin is able to take it on and pass it back towards the edge of the penalty area, and it's worked square by Davis, and Eustachio's onto this, and Eustachio square to Davis again, who tried to give him it back, but he gave it straight to Belgium, and it bounced forward to De Bruyne, and De Bruyne's pass to Batshuayi is intercepted by a sliding Kamal Miller, who gets to his feet and celebrates the fact that he put in what was a very important challenge and took the ball away from Batshuayi. So Canada again come forward. Buchanan now on the left hand side, he's very much in a roving sort of role. Buchanan, and then Davis to the right, Johnston. Now it's hit low and well wide actually by Laria with a shot, sort of snapshot from the edge of the area from a slight angle on the right, but wide of the near post by a yard.
Yeah, good for Canada though, because they're getting more of Davis on the ball in that sort of central area, so he can affect things. I'm very surprised that I think I've seen Kevin De Bruyne misplace 2 passes tonight. Important passes as well.
Belgium playing the ball out from the back again. That's what they want, Belgium. They want this second goal. And here is Kevin De Bruyne, who rides 2 challenges, and he's got away from both of them. And De Bruyne now, square to Batshuayi, right foot shot is blocked, and a super block that was. Laria coming back and throwing himself in front of Batshuayi as he hit the shot, and was able to deflect it well wide and behind for a corner.
That is brilliant defending, by the way, because Kevin De Bruyne is on the right-hand side. I think it's Trossard that's flying in. He's taken all the defenders away, and Larry has come from 30-40 yards, sprinted. What a block. Brilliant block. 18 yards out. Saved himself and his team an extra goal.
Here's the corner though for Belgium from De Bruyne. That is headed up in the air, and then Canada clear, but that's a slip, and that means Belgium are back in business with Trossard, who overhits the pass to Witsel on the left-hand side, but Batshuayi is out there as well. And now the ball is played centrally. Onana, a touch to his right, to Meunier. De Bruyne is there as well. This is 30 yards from the Canadian goal. Trossard in a central position, and the Brighton man gives it to the Leicester man, Castagna, and now Batshuayi inside the box. He's got to beat two men. He's still going inside the penalty area, but eventually it gets away from him. There were just too many legs in there in the end, Canadian legs that is, and they were able to scrape it away.
Yeah, that defence not moving on that occasion, not getting sucked into the good play that Belgium are having now in sort of 30 yards in the final third.
The ball back with Courtois in the goal to our right. Vertonghen back to Courtois, and his long clearance to the halfway line is headed infield by Johnston, and now Witsel back to Trossard again. This is still in the central third of the field, and Witsel will play it back into the line of the three central defenders. Then Donker on the right hand side, now Meunier with the black mask on his face. Onana turn from him, that was clever stuff. Witsel then sends it forward to De Bruyne, whose pass is overhit again. Dion, overhit from the great man.
Yeah, he's
goalkeeper.
Not quite on it at the moment, De Bruyne. He's getting more and more of the ball, and he is going to continue to affect this game in a positive way. He's in the middle of the pot, right in the centre of the pitch. He's got Witsel behind him, he's got Trossard in front of him. He's just left to do what he needs to do. He's got the protection all around him, so those misplaced passes will become good ones very, very soon.
That's Dion Dublin with us here in Qatar at the World Cup. And Belgium with Witsel inside their own half. The other thing that'll be happening tomorrow as well as 4 more World Cup commentaries. England and Wales will be doing their talking tomorrow ahead of the second group matches that'll be played on Friday, so that'll be played on Thursday, as the ball bounces forward towards De Bruyne, but it bounces away from him. Castagna was trying to take it on, but Canada have cleared it downfield, and then out from the back, then Donker comes to put it out of play on the far side.
They had a chance then, Canada. It broke down for Belgium. It was 5-on-5. They really should have went with pace, chose the right decisions. I think it was David there, and Larin choosing the wrong options, not getting past that first red shirt. Another good chance gone.
Here's Buchanan on the left hand side. Buchanan moving in field, and then a little touch out to the far side by Kyle Larin, and then Canada play it. That's a misplaced pass actually, and Eustachio had to be sharp there, otherwise Trossard was onto that, but he just got there, the Porto man, and now he's on his feet again, but overhits the pass through, and Alderweireld can come across and put it out of play. Davis takes a quick throw to Eustachio. Davis again, Alphonso Davis. He's given it away. He's passed the ball to Kevin De Bruyne. That could be costly, and De Bruyne has got away from Johnston, and now Kevin De Bruyne making ground up the left hand side. He's gone for the early pass. Batshuayi on the far side of the penalty area tried to pull it down, but the touch was heavy and it ran away from him, out for a throw on the far side.
Yeah, the correct ball from Kevin De Bruyne, but it was just a poor touch from Batshuayi coming over his left shoulder, trying to bring it down on the volley. Tough.
Normally when we see Kevin De Bruyne put those sort of passes across, this is not meant to be disrespectful to Batshuayi, but you see people like Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden pulling those down to the ground,
playing in a completely different way.
Here's Buchanan though, running forward for Canada and playing the ball behind Kyle Larin, so Belgium were able to get that away again.
That's happened so many times, isn't it?
So much positive play from Canada, really asking questions and posing problems for Belgium.
So
the final pass,
it's sometimes a great run, but then the player on the ball's played the pass where he was stood, and it just seems to be falling into the hands of a red shirt every single time. But they're being incredibly positive still, Canada. Kone's come on and made a difference. Buchanan's really positive as well. Larin's really trying to make as many runs as he possibly can. They're still in this one, and they're very positive with their play.
Canada again with it in the centre circle. Victoria goes for the long pass. Larin's come for it, but he was well watched actually by Dendoncker, who was able to move across and head it down. Groans from the Belgian fans inside the ground. Batshuayi, it doesn't stick with him again, so Canada play it forward, but Johnston's beaten to it by Castagna. Castagna just has to check back, and now Trossard turns and then gives it to Kevin De Bruyne just forward of the centre circle, and he finds Batshuayi out towards the right hand side. Now back to Trossard, edge of the box on his left foot. The tackles go in, and the tackle was effective actually in the end from Vitoria, who was able to take it away from Trossard. Long pass downfield for Canada, but I think that's asking too much of Laria. It is, and it's through for a goal kick. 1-0 Belgium lead. Just to clarify, beginning to lose track of what day of the week it is here. It's Wednesday today, so tomorrow England and Wales will be doing their talking, and then on Friday it will be England against USA and Wales against Iran. Another change for Canada. Sam Adekubi has come on to replace Larea, who was playing on the right-hand side of midfield. Now, Adekubi is a left back, plays in Turkey for Hatayspor in the Turkish Super League. So he has gone over there onto the left-hand side. So that is the number 3 for Canada. John Herdman has certainly switched it up here, hasn't he? In terms of rather Graham Potter-like. He's been moving his pieces around the various formations that he's deployed here. Alphonso Davies has had a spell on the right-hand side. He's played at left back. Now Adekubi has come on at left back, and Davies has gone over into left midfield as Belgium play it forward, but that'll just bounce through to goalkeeper Boyd.
He's backing his bench, isn't he? He's backing his bench. He likes his squad. He trusts everybody, and everybody's getting some bit of time. And if he needs to bring off some of the players that have done well from today, then he knows, he looks over his shoulder and he thinks, yeah, I trust my bench.
1-0 Belgium lead. So this match is still in the balance, and it's a performance. This, I've seen enough tournament football and seen teams play their opening matches to know that this is a performance that will receive some criticism in Belgium. I'm absolutely certain of that, unless they've run away with it in the last 15 minutes or whatever. But Canada have posed them problems, and I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens to Canada from this point on. Their matches against Croatia and Morocco. Ball on the left-hand side, but that's an easy one for Belgium to deal with, and Courtois passes it away from the back. 15 minutes or thereabouts to go, plus added time. That might be another 15 minutes. Belgium, left-footed ball forward to the halfway line, but Miller heads that forward, and now Adekubi it is, getting his first touches of the match. Londoner Adekubi, incidentally, did have a spell at Brighton on loan. He's played in Norway, now he's playing in the World Cup. And now we're watching Buchanan on the right-hand side again. And Buchanan plays it across. Larin! The ball got away from him at the crucial moment. And Alderweireld was able to step in and clear it away. Buchanan sat down. He might have a problem. He's certainly hoping not. He's trying to get to his feet.
It's cramped, John, it's just cramped.
That's okay then. Stacchio, right-footed pass right across the field to the left-hand side here, and then back it goes into the centre circle to the chiselled beard of Vitoria. Slip from Kone, but he's able to get up and play it back, and the ball is worked over towards the left-hand side. They're going to make another couple of changes, one apiece for Canada. Jonathan Osorio is going to come onto the field, his Colombian heritage. They are an exceptionally diverse bunch as well, this Canadian squad. There's heritage there from all over the world. There's a long pass is played forward towards the left-hand side for Canada. That is Davis, who is over there again. Adekubi hits a high ball to Laria on the edge of the penalty area, and now the shot on the turn from David that hit a body in there. They're shouting hopefully in the crowd in amongst all of those maple leaves on the far side for a possible penalty, but nothing doing certainly for that one. Buchanan, who's shaken off his little bout of cramp, he crosses from the right, and Belgium clear it away on the edge of the box. Adekubi again on the left hand side with the turquoise boots. Now Stacchio, who's been very influential in the midfield in this match, the number 7. Vitoria, the central defender, right-footed pass from him out to the far side, and a jump, and Meunier gets there first and heads it out of play away from Adekubi, throwing to Canada, and we will see these changes now. So Jonathan Osorio coming on for Canada, but first it is going to be Luis Openda coming on to replace Batshuayi, who I think has laboured a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, got lazy.
The young forward Openda, who actually scored in that warm-up match against Egypt last week, the Lens striker, 22 years old, he's going to replace the goal scorer Batshuayi.
Yeah, Batshuayi just got a little bit lazy in the latter stages. He's going to be a bit leggy, of course. He has took his goal brilliantly, yes he did, but I think the players in and around have got a bit frustrated. He started to flick things and not hold it in and put his team under pressure. So get him off, get him fresh legs again, bit of a rest and get him ready for the next game.
So Openda is on. No Lukaku, if you're wondering, by the way, he's had a hamstring problem, and so Roberto Martinez taking no chances with him, with the World Cup, most of the World Cup still ahead of us. But Openda is on up front, and the ball bounces off him by a distance actually, but he's able to chase after it, and Belgium move forward again with the ball to the left hand side. Castagna to Trossard, who tried to give him it back, but Buchanan is there, and Buchanan's being manhandled by Castagna, and that is a clear free kick.
Didn't like that, did he, Buchanan? Hey, bit of physical contact. He's still trying to jog off that cramp. It's so painful when you get bout of cramp in one area. It's really hard to get rid of.
If you're on your way home tonight, this match is live on BBC television. Incidentally, you might be able to see the last knockings of it. You might see Canada's first goal at a World Cup if they're able to find a way through. At the moment, I mean, they had a chance early on in the match. What a chance as well. The penalty that they had, Alphonso Davies having it saved by Courtois, that was way back in the 11th minute. And now 1-0 down. How they will rue that if this is the final score. But it's not over yet, and Johnston crosses, and there's the header from Larin that is saved by Courtois to his right, and actually caught by him as well.
It's a great cross as well from Johnston. His way out is about 5 yards further out than the 18-yard box, and he just crosses it. He doesn't even look, just whips it into that area. Just couldn't get enough on the header. Larin, really difficult header.
But Courtois dealt with it like the top-class goalkeeper he is. When he's been called on tonight, Courtois again has done his job. That performance, I don't think I'll ever forget that goalkeeping performance in the Champions League final last season from him, man of the match. And that's it for Buchanan. Well, he's done well tonight. Jean Buchanan. And also coming off is Eustachio. So two of the star men have been taken off by John Herdman for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, he's probably resting them, I would imagine.
Here's Larin on the right-hand side. Larin for Canada. Now Davis, and Davis hits a low ball into the area. Poor contact though from Davis, easily cleared away. And then there's a collision, Trossard on Davis, and that's a yellow card for that challenge. Just stretching into it, a little clumsy from Alphonso Davis, yellow card.
Yeah, I think he just caught Trossard high on the knee there, unintentional, to be honest with you. But referee's on the spot. Trossard's still down, maybe a painful one. Yeah, just catches him on the ankle, I think it was actually. He's been good tonight. I've enjoyed watching him play, Davies. Very talented young man, plays down the left, plays down the middle, play anywhere.
Liam Miller has come on for Canada, and also, as we said, Jonathan Osorio. So Liam Miller, the former Liverpool youngster, who also played on loan for Kilmarnock and Charlton. Just the one appearance for Liverpool in the FA Cup, that tie against Shrewsbury a couple of years ago. So Liam Miller, the number 23, is playing on the left hand side. There he is now, over on that flank of the field, and actually concedes a free kick. That's his first contribution to the game. Now playing his football for Basel, by the way, in Switzerland. So a free kick to Belgium over there on the far side of the field. I think one or two have been have headed off. As I say, we're a good half hour's drive away from central Doha, where we're sitting here inside the stadium. Davis now bringing the ball in field. He's away from Witzel, plays it to the edge of the area. He went down looking for the return, but he's back up on his feet again. And now Canada with the ball on the edge of the penalty area. Osorio it is into the action for the first time, but plays it forward, and there's nobody there in a white shirt for Canada. The line of Belgian defenders are able to clear it away. Miller now takes it up for Canada again. Miller slips it into the box. It might bounce for Canada, but it doesn't. It is cleared away just inside the penalty area by Alderweireld. Canada come again. They are certainly not giving this up, as you would expect they wouldn't. 1-0 down. But in fact, it is Openda who's able to carry the ball away downfield, and Alistair Johnston puts in the challenge, which receives a yellow card. He was nearly away, Openda, and Johnston just brought him down.
Yeah, I think Openda was away. A bit of a tussle for 5 yards, the two of them. And yes, he's had to lunge Johnston. He's just getting out fought, he's getting out muscled, and he's had to bring Openda down there with a bit of a scissor tackle from behind, because I think he was looking to take on the last defender as well. So yeah, you can see that one.
So it's a free kick, and actually Openda has stayed down there and is actually receiving treatment. So the physios are there, the medical people just making sure that everything's okay with Osorio, with Openda. Certainly Roberto Martinez wouldn't want an injury to Openda. We're just saying it again, Dion. It was a bit of a reckless challenge.
It's very reckless.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
It's a definite lunge.
At the point, he is low with his feet.
Yes, he's low with his feet, and I think Openda's in the air as well, so none of his studs or feet are in the ground, so he's up in the air, so which is good.
It's quite a relief, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
For him there, and yes. Also it was a similar sort of challenge to the one that was put in on Harry Kane the other night, which led to the concern.
Yeah, clumsy.
I have to say, we got wind of that very late last night, and that very much put a bit of a dampener on things. But it seems that certainly the talk today, the reports today are that Harry Kane was involved with training for England down at Al Wakra. So we'll learn more about that. I'm talking to Gareth Southgate tomorrow afternoon there, so we'll get chapter and verse and see how things are exactly. So listen out for that on 5 Live. Free kick though, that is played in by De Bruyne, but headed up and over the top of the crossbar by Dendoncker on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, good chat. Just reaching, just couldn't get high enough, couldn't get over it. Always going over. Another great ball in though from Kevin De Bruyne.
So we have 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes to play, plus added time. Belgium still leading Canada by 1-0. And here's Kevin De Bruyne, turns again and sets off on a run, a direct run to the edge of the D, and goes for goal, but got right underneath the shot and lofted it high over the angle of post and bar into the crowd. And Canada have got the ball back very quickly and are already off downfield, having taken a very quick goal kick. And in centre field, Kone turns, didn't have too many options, so the momentum of that has been somewhat slowed. Adakubi though is able to get it down. Osorio now. Osorio back to Adakubi. Time beginning to run out for Canada. Oh, and that's a good looking cross though, but Larin in the middle, it was slightly behind him, he had to readjust and just ended up off balance, ballooning it high over the top.
I don't know whether to say they've been unlucky or the quality's not been there. I mean, some of the chances that they've had in the final third, that was a difficult one actually for Larin. The ball was slightly too high for him, he couldn't get it down, he couldn't get over it. But they've just got themselves into some really good positions. They've played well tonight, they really have. They just need to work on that.
That's Dion Dublin, this is 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Be all up and running again at breakfast tomorrow morning with Rick Edwards, who's here with us in Qatar. So from 6 o'clock, 5 Live breakfast at the World Cup. I don't know if the Bauble Challenge will be back in operation tomorrow. Have you done that yet, Dion, or have you managed to successfully avoid it?
I think I've avoided that.
Have you? John, well done. Yes, I'm hoping to do the same myself. Castagna heading it forward towards De Bruyne, and De Bruyne now finds the ball to the edge of the area to Trossard, and Trossard now takes it towards the dead ball line and overruns it in the end. And it is a goal kick, and it comes to nothing.
Yeah,
not clicking for Belgium.
Not at the moment. It's not at the moment. They've created some good half chances, but Canada have stood firm. They've worked really hard. A lot of cramp out there now for the Canadian players. They've worked so hard.
At the moment, this falls into the category of unconvincing opening victory for Belgium.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say that because I really want to say that they've managed the game well, but they haven't been in total control of this game in order to call it good game management. They're just getting over the line, in my opinion.
Yes, reaching into the book of cliched stereotypes. It's also going to be a plucky opening defeat for Canada. Or is it? As the ball bounces into the penalty area, and Larin was almost in, but it just got away from him again at the crucial moment, and across came Jan Vertonghen to plant it out of play.
Yeah, just all three of them were there. Davis was there, Larin was there, David was there as well. The three of them over, ricocheted off a few defenders' legs and landed to a Belgium player yet again.
Yeah, the silent giants been too silent. They want him to turn up the volume, but they've lost possession, Osorio, and so Belgium, long crossfield pass, which is headed back and down by David, and now Davis takes it on through the middle. Alphonso Davis, I've lost count now of the number of different positions Alphonso Davis has played in. You know, he's the heartbeat of this team. He holds off Witsel, and he plays it to Miller on the left-hand side, and Miller with a right-footed cross, and that's headed away though by Alderweireld in the middle, and Canada have to start again on the halfway line. I think they're going to run out of time. We're in the 88th minute.
There's one more chance, John. There's one more chance.
Let's see. Here is Adakubi taking it on towards the dead ball line and winning a corner. It's a corner for Canada, and it's at that end. And those Canadian maple leaf flags are being waved again. I know there are people down there dressed as Mounties as well. Of course there are. There had to be. And it's a corner that will be played in from the left-hand side for Canada. This could be the final chance. Who knows? In it goes. Oh, it's wasted. It is utterly wasted. It's ballooned across from the left-hand side over everyone inside the box, whether they were in red or white, and it's a goal kick.
That's where you need a little bit of care, and you just make sure the ball ends up in the heart of that Belgium penalty area, and he just puts too much on it. Harmlessly goes out for a goal kick. What a waste that is.
So, looking down there to see the fourth official, the Japanese fourth official. Can't see the board yet, but the 90 minutes are almost up. Belgium leading Canada by 1-0 as Belgium actually come forward with Meunier just outside the area on his right foot, curled a shot with the outside of his boot. It hit Vittoria, who was falling over at the time, and bounces away wide. And it is 5 minutes of added time. Belgium have got 5 minutes before they can record yet another opening win at a World Cup. But actually, this would equal the World Cup record of 8 consecutive World Cup group wins, if they're able to see it out. And at the moment, they've got a corner, so they're down the right end of the field to do just that. Kevin De Bruyne over there just lifts the ball up with the top of his foot, then puts it back in the quadrant. Trossard makes a run over there. Belgium looking to take this short, which they do, and De Bruyne then receives it back, and he's into the area, and he shoots, I think, from a very tight angle, but straight at goalkeeper Boyan, who's able to go down quite easily and hold it, and then overarms it out here to the right-hand side to Adakubi, the left-back, who's appearing now on the right wing. Now in centre field, Johnston plays it to Osorio. Osorio just drifts away, keeps possession, still going Osorio. Little pass forward to Kone. Kone now to Alistair Johnson on the right-hand side. He puts his foot on the ball, actually, and Johnston crosses, and it's deflected, and Larin gets a header on it, but he was impeded by Dendoncker, who was in his way, and he headed it actually into the defender, looped up in the air, and Courtois was able to make the catch.
Yes, one of those catches that they hold it for a couple of seconds, and they fall on their elbows, kill a bit of time. Belgium, I think, will want this game done and dusted ASAP. They know they can play better than this.
Yeah, this has not done anything to... I mean, Vincent Kompany, when I spoke to him earlier, described Belgium in terms of contenders to win this. He said they're one of the outsiders, Belgium, and they've done nothing tonight to dispel that. They will have to get better, but of course, in a tournament, you can grow into a tournament, and sometimes a disappointing start is not the worst thing if you actually win the game. But here's Miller into the penalty area, but his ball across is poor, really. Easily cleared away by Meunier, and now Trossard has some space on the left-hand side. Trossard runs just in front of where his manager Roberto Martinez is standing there, and then passes it back to De Bruyne, and here's Witsel centrally, and Witsel back to Anana in the centre circle, and the Everton man exchanges passes with the Aston Villa man, then Donker, and then here are the two old Tottenham boys, Alderweireld and Vertonghen, with it on the edge of the penalty area. If it stays like this, it will be a clean sheet, so they'll take the positives from that, but it could easily not have been. Yeah,
it's the only time in the game where Belgium have had total control right now, the last couple of minutes, where they've just passed it about, they've kept it, Kevin De Bruyne's in charge and he's pointing, he's telling everybody where to go, but they haven't had it easy tonight, Belgium, not at all. They've had to work really hard to get their goal.
We've now had 3 minutes of the 5, and Openda is onto the ball. He's thinking about a shot from 25 yards, but he actually, in the end, came under pressure, so played it back, and it finds its way to Castagna on the left-hand side. Started as the right wing-back, second half, left wing-back. De Bruyne, that's nice from him on the edge of the box. Openda is then challenged, and the ball bounces back to goalkeeper Boyan. So Canada need to go direct, and they do from the goalkeeper. This is a long one for Larin to chase, but he won't reach that. It's through, bouncing onto the chest of Courtois, who's able to chest it down, and now eventually picks it up and then just tosses it almost basketball style to the left-hand side. Castagna whips it infield. De Bruyne is there. He lifts it back to Castagna, who passes it forward to Trossard, and Trossard is tackled successfully by Kamal Miller, who has then gone down, and I think that's a bit of cramp as well from the big central defender.
Yeah, he's stretching there. Played well tonight, Miller, really well. In fact, they've played well defensively. Canada tonight, he stayed down.
He's out of the Wes Morgans.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is.
Defender,
absolutely right. Yes, he is. And wholehearted defender.
Big chest.
Yeah, big chest, strong, powerful, imposing, worked really hard, powerful runner. Sweat dripping off his brow. Worked really hard tonight.
Throw into Belgium. We have 30 seconds of the 5 minutes to play. So it's got to be now for Canada. It's got to be this move. Goalkeeper catches it from Openda's cross from the left-hand side and underarms it out. And now Adekubi to Osorio. Belgium have dropped back. Everyone apart from Openda has dropped back into position here, and they're allowing Osorio to carry the ball forward. He's got to find a way past all of this red and black, and that is it. The whistle goes. I make that a little short of the 5 minutes of added time from this referee, who is not averse to blowing early. However, that is it. That is the final whistle, and that is a hard-fought opening win for Belgium. And actually, you can tell that from the reaction of their players, who look mighty relieved that they've got out of this with 3 points from their first match. And for Canada, disappointment, the missed penalty early in the match, the opportunity to score their first goal at the World Cup that was not taken by Alphonso Davies, a disappointing penalty that was comfortably saved by Courtois down to his right. So they are still looking for that first point and first goal at a World Cup. Belgium have won it 1-0, Dion?
Yeah, I'm convinced by them at the moment. Belgium, they were okay tonight, they just got over the line. Yes, we know they have the quality.
Just can't get enough.
Oh, very clever, John. Just can't get enough. That's the song playing in the background if you can't hear it. Canada, very impressed with them. Worked really hard for 70% of this game. They were in it. They created lots of chances. They were very unlucky in front of goal, I've got to say. In regards, the ricochets off the shins all fell to a Belgium red shirt. But when they did have their chances, they just snatched at them. They didn't have the coolness of mind to hit the target and work Courtois. The quality showed. They were unlucky, Canada. Belgium just deserved it.
So there we are, just the one goal so far in this group. Morocco 0, Croatia 0 in the first match today. And now Belgium 1, Canada 0 is the final score here at the Ahmed bin Ali.